Elliott, further from you.
Yeah, ngā mihi koutou. Kia ora koutou to you all. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, but I'll just check to make sure. Oh, you can hear me, lovely. All right, so kia ora koutou. Absolutely wonderful to be here. I'm really, really honoured to be able to speak in front of you. I have joined Hobbs' Pledge because I do see a lot of the racism that's coming up, and that is the segregational power that's being attempted to be foisted upon one race. It doesn't matter what the race is. In New Zealand, we have made it. As someone who whakapapas back to iwi, we've made it. We've made it to the table. Matua Don told us already about the fact that we've got 35% Māori in the cabinet area alone. We are in areas of business, of finance, of community work, of youth working work. It's wonderful. We need to be treated equally in order that we can all make it together. When we consider the ideas of international attempts to choose to segregate power to one race in particular, it never works out. It hasn't worked out in South Africa, hasn't worked out in Malaysia, hasn't worked out in the US. It has not worked out anywhere where you attempt to treat one race as different to the others. We must be treated equally in order that we can all make it together, of our own bones, of our own mahi, of our own wairua. If you look at the people who are pushing to create equality, bring equality back to New Zealand, Casey Costello, Winston Peters, Karen Shaw, these are strong Māori who have made equality an important part of New Zealand. And that's what I'd like to put in there anyway.
Oh, thank you, Elliott. Willie Jackson.
Oh my goodness, two very troubled individuals on the online today. Elliott, you're going to have come and have a cup of tea with me, I think, mate. I'm really worried after that.
Earl Grey.
And Don, you're getting worse with A. Don't you take away a right in terms of Māori, because you've got Elliott, you might want to answer this. The councils have a right to knock out Māori wards, Elliott, right? They have an opportunity. We voted these councillors in. Why do we have to take away that line of democracy? Tell me, Elliott.
So let me talk on Matua Don first. Matua Don's absolutely right. The idea was the Māori wards were given because Māori had a disability, democratically speaking, and then that was fixed, and then we should have gone on from there. We should not have had the Māori wards from there. They were there to fix a problem. They fixed that problem for a certain time. When Māori then became the individual owners, then great, no problem, then we should have gone on as per normal. This attempt to try to push Māori, any race, to have segregational power is quite disgraceful in terms of a nation that is supposed to be in the modern world, in the modern democracy. We're not supposed to. It hasn't worked anywhere. So your attempt to somehow put segregational power as some sort of right, I think, is quite concerning and is quite radical, as perhaps some of your colleagues have been already. I think that the idea of having anyone to be coming to speak about any sort of submission, whether they be Greenie, whether they be Māori, the iwi or the hapu engaged in it, no worries, great to listen, but not to have segregational power attached to it. That is what is wrong. You should always, for any sort of project or work or any sort of example of any democratic principle, you should have a whole bunch of raft of people, children, disabilities to be able to speak into. Absolutely fine. What you don't do is segregate power based off race.
Question from Maria Mino Kapakini.
Thank you. Look, you heard Don say, and he cited the ceremony and the statement, we are now one people. Would you interpret that as being we are all the same people, which makes culture an irrelevant piece of our makeup? Is that how you would interpret that? We are now one people, meaning we are all the same people?
No, not at all. No, absolutely not. I would say that we're a great, beautiful mix. And I would actually go to E Pluribus Unum, which is the American motto, from the many different languages, ethnics, foods, cultures, all those wonderful elements. And it comes into one code of law so that we are all treated equally. It's the same. No, we're not a bunch of clones running around or anything like that.
Supplementary to that, what is your understanding and analysis, if any, around Treaty of Waitangi or Treaty of Waitangi? Do you have any? Do you have a lived and a thorough understanding, or even a light understanding of the Treaty of Waitangi and its significance as a founding document?
Well, I don't think it is a founding document. I think it's an important document.
So you have no understanding.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect, and I think perhaps you're showing perhaps a little bit of unknowing elements there to yourself. There are 3 articles, they're not principles, there's 3 articles. And I think that I
did they
absolutely
say?
love the 3rd article. I think that the 1st article was the cost, the 2nd article is that negotiation element, and the 3rd article is the beautiful one, where we are all to be treated equally, that we've all got the rights and privileges as everyone else. The same rights and privileges, not segregation or power.
It's nonsense. Tēnā koe.
Thank you both.
Nonsense.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brash. Thank you, Elliott, for both joining us this afternoon
These
and
two.
providing your.
These two are too provocative.
well-
We want more time, James.
Unfortunately, we do have a packed
We need more
schedule.
time with these two.
They wouldn't last. They wouldn't make it in the debate, mate.
We'll catch up with you, Mr. Elliott, when we get a chance.
I think there's
It'll be
an-
good to have a catch up.
There's
Kia ora.
clearly an open
Yeah,
invitation
awesome.
to
Kia ora.
visit Willie Jackson for a cup
Kia
of
ora,
tea.
kia ora. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Next recess week. But
Thank you.
can I just take time to thank you both and
Yeah,
thank
thank
you all
you.
for your constructive discussion.
Kia ora.
Thank you.
Kia ora.